Good morning and welcome to worship here at Seaview, which stands for Coastal Virginia Unitarian Universalists. My name is Judy St. George and I'm a member of the board. For those of you who are newcomers today, whether it's here in person or in Zoom, Seaview is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association, a denomination that's part of the liberal religious tradition that goes back hundreds of years. Seaview offers an open door to all who recognize and honor our principles and the values from which they're derived. Interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, justice, and love, which is at the center of our values. These are the values which call us to action and which make us accountable to one another. Here at Seaview, our commitment to the work we are called to do through these values is demonstrated in our mission, which is to provide a nurturing community, foster courageous spiritual growth, and inspire compassionate actions. It's with that love and commitment that we welcome all of you, members, friends, visitor, and everyone in between, to worship at Seaview and be part of this journey with us. For the time being, for those of you who prefer to mask and who prefer to sit near other people who mask, we have set aside the balcony as a mask-only seating during the worship service. This doesn't mean that people who want to mask can't sit wherever they want, but we want to make sure that people who want or need to mask can feel comfortable in our space. It's just one more way that we can be a welcoming and inclusive to anyone who wants to be part of our community. If you don't have a mask with you and want to sit up in the balcony, there are some masks up there for your convenience. After the service, you're all invited to attend an in-person coffee hour in the social hall. Once again, thank you for being with us this morning, and we hope you will stay for coffee hour.
Good morning, everybody. We want to welcome Amy Farabee and her friend Regina, who is going to help us with this morning's music. We're very grateful to have them with us. The opening words are by Ben Soul. Hold fast to summer. On a kitchen towel, a basket of eggs, and a jar of deep red pickling liquid. Hold fast to summer. Enjoy with heightened appreciation these still warm September days. Create more memories, take more pictures. Enjoy a bit of denial. Suck all the summer sweetness out of your sun-warmed garden tomatoes, and boy, are they good. Nothing like summer tomatoes. Smile at someone, squeeze a hand, put up some jam or pickles. We store these things up as we approach the uncertain seasons. And our summer companions will be our winter support and sustenance. In celebration of the changing seasons, we gather together in community. And for our chalice lighting this morning, Unitarian Universalists begin worldwide their services by lighting a chalice. Today we have Javier or Xavier? Probably Xavier, I'm guessing. Am I right, Xavier? Xavier, there, I got a lesson. Okay, 4 years old, like Spider-Man and Super Mario. Favorite color is green, and the birthday is August 21st. Whoa. Yeah, okay. Exciting. And now please join us in the words for chalice lighting that will appear on the screen. There we go. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And now please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our opening hymn, hymn 1018, Come and Go With Me. Thank you.
Hi, all. Good morning. This is my friend Regina Scott Sanford. I'm Amy Farabee. And if you haven't sat down yet, just stay standing up. For those of you that want to stand up. So let me get my note here. That's where we are. Let me hear you hum. And you don't need your hymn books because we're going to use the words that are up here. And it's a cappella. It's very easy song, so you can focus on your singing. But sometimes Regina and I go to a place called Common Ground on the Hill, and there's a wonderful gospel choir leader up there, and her name's Shelley Enzor. So I'm gonna channel Shelley. So in helping you guys, we're gonna go step, clap, step. And it's a hum through the first, don't sing yet. Just get your voices warmed up. And go. So I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling a lot of hope and uplift these days. So, and we want to go to that land where there's the hope and the uplift, right? Here we go. 1, 2. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. all be singing in that land. We'll all be ringing in that land. We'll all be singing in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. We'll all be singing in that land. All be singing in that land. We'll all be singing in that land where I'm bound. There'll be nothing but peace, nothing but peace in that land. Nothing but peace in that land. Nothing but peace in that land where I'm bound. Nothing but peace in that land. Nothing but peace in that land. Nothing but peace in that land where I'm bound. Okay, we'll all be together like this morning. We'll all be together in that land. We'll all be together in that land. We'll all be together in that land where I'm bound. That's right. We'll all be together in that land. We'll all be together in that land. We'll all be together in that land where I'm bound. So come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Good job, everybody. Ashe.
May each of us draw upon whatever gives us strength and hope, whether it is the God of many names or no name at all, the great force that courses throughout and is the universe, the divine spark within each of us, or this community that we love and value as we hold in our hearts all that has been spoken into this space this morning, in person and online, and all that has not. But may we in particular find solace in that fact that we are here to journey with one another, to share in the sorrows and rejoice in the joys. And now let us enter into a moment of silence to mark this sacred space that we share together. We will now close our silence and honor the different faith journeys we represent here in song, and the words will appear on the screen behind me. Amen, Ashe, blessed be. Namaste, salam, shalom. Amen, Ashe, blessed be. Namaste, salam, and shalom. And now we'll hear from Bree, who's going to talk with the kids, and all of us, actually. Here we go. See if the mic is on. If not, turn on the bottom.
Hello? Oh, hi. If our young and young at heart could come up. I'm looking at those in the back.
Come on down.
All right. So today we're talking about cycles and the cycles of the year. So we're going to start with that in mind. What is fall? Yeah, come here, Callie?
Cycled. It's then cycled.
Are cycles within cycles? Did you want one more?
The cycle of life when all turns cold. The trees' leaves turn different colors, and various species come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to say one of these?
The dinosaur thing. Dinosaur king.
Yeah, dinosaurs. All right. When do we know that it's fall? Yeah.
It usually gets colder and the leaves start to fall off the trees.
Callie?
Why did the trees and the turn different colors? Plants start dying out from cold.
That's true. That's true. Oh, Rip.
Each night gets longer and longer, and days get shorter and shorter.
Yeah. Callie, do you got one more?
What did the leaves broke?
Yeah.
Christmas.
A little bit later. Does anyone know when the first day of fall is? Oh, we got one over here. No, you can answer the previous question if you want to.
Things start getting ready for winter hibernation.
Does anybody know when the first day of fall is? You think so?
October 1st.
Not quite. Close.
Whatever month is after August. August is after August.
After August, yeah.
Christmas.
Huh? You have another guess? Okay, one more guess.
Butterflies migrating.
Butterflies migrating. That's a good marker of it. Does anyone else know? You're young at heart as well. Does anyone know when? Yes, September 22nd, which is not always when those things that we've talked about, when the leaves change. Just a second. When the leaves change, when it becomes colder. What's something else that happens in fall? Not to the weather, but for kids maybe?
Go guys.
I'm not sure what that one is. What's something that you go do in fall? What's something big coming up?
Halloween.
Halloween's a good one. Yeah?
You wear warmer clothes.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, that's a good one. School, I heard it over there. That was what I was angling for. Yes.
The beach being less common to go to.
That's very true. I think you've got enough. We'll take a second, Xavier. I got another question for you, okay? So they call the beginning of school, they call it the beginning of the year, beginning of the school year. But do you think of going back to school as the beginning of the year? Yeah. What?
Halloween.
You think of Halloween as the beginning of the year? That's a good time to set it for the beginning of the year. Do we got any ones from the older kids? No? Yeah? No? Yeah?
When monkeys first evolved to humans.
That is part of the cycle, yeah? Yeah? Wait just a second, Xavier. All right, so I see a lot of hands over here, yeah? Okay, we got one more.
The day of dinosaur evolution.
That is another cycle. That's a good one. Okay.
What? Winter.
Winter. There's a lot of good ways to mark how the year changes. And not all of them are part of the calendar, but not all of them are part of nature too. Seasons aren't regular. Sometimes they go longer or shorter. What's something that you don't expect that sometimes happens later? Okay.
Grass got out the sky.
Oh, grass in the sky?
Winter.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I don't expect when fall ends, there's going to be snow.
Sometimes there is snow, sometimes there isn't snow when fall ends. All right. Okay. What? All right, we got one more right here.
Rain becomes more common.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh.
I mean, this happened more recently, but like last fall, there was a lot of higher temperatures than normal. Like.
Just a second, Xavier. All right, so as we go through the year, as those changes happen, we can look for those changes in a lot of different ways. And so when you go out, when you begin the year for school, which is coming up real soon, kind of think about how those changes will come and what you're looking for in those changes. All right, we got some couple more before we end.
Guys fall down the sky. Other guys fall down the sky.
Others fall out of the sky?
Yeah, that's what he said.
What is snow in the word?
That's in the word. Okay.
Fall Guys making their falling return.
That's from a video game. I don't think that's from the actual fall. All right. Well, I think we're over, Xavier. All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for coming up, and thank you for sharing. Thank you, Xavier. Thank you. Yeah.
Now comes the time in our service when we invite you to make financial gifts to benefit and sustain the ongoing ministry of this church. And the ministry of this church not only consists of what we do within these walls, both real and virtual, but what we do that extends beyond these walls as well. One way that we do that is through our generosity. Each month, we will share 50% of the money collected as the offering that is not designated as a pledge payment. It is hoped that this will lead to greater connections and wider impact in our surrounding community. The organization we are giving to this month is Transgender Assistance Program. The Transgender Assistance Program of Virginia, TAP VA, is Seaview's charity partner for the month of August. TAP VA is an all-volunteer, trans-led 501c3 nonprofit organization created to end homelessness within the transgender community in Virginia. TAP VA provides educational opportunities around the important fact that trans rights are human rights by explaining the intersectionality among homelessness, discrimination, socioeconomic status, and racism within the trans community in Virginia. TAP VA's goal is to offer safe emergency housing to homeless transgender adults and to help them find the additional resources they need to remove the barriers to self-sufficiency. Their emergency assistance program is implemented by volunteers who are trained to help homeless transgender adults from all walks of life. They also partner with the Virginia community by providing organizations and agencies with knowledge and training on issues facing the transgender community. TAP VA can be reached at transactivistva@gmail.com. Supporting organizations such as this is just one way for us to live our principles that honor the inherent worth and dignity of all people and justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Giving our time, talent, and treasure to the organizations that matter to us and that improve our lives and the lives of others is a spiritual practice for those of us who call ourselves Unitarian Universalist. And it is one we should not shy away from. More importantly, it is necessary to our very survival. If you wish to donate by cash or check, you may deposit your gift in the basket as it comes around. If you would like to give electronically, the screen behind me provides a variety of ways that you can do that. And as you set your intention for giving, we will listen to another musical selection. Your donations will be gratefully received. Thank you. Thank you so much for your generosity today. Our speaker today is QuianaDenae Perkins. QuianaDenae is a UU Ministerial Candidate who will start her 4th year at Starr School of Ministry in just a few weeks. Talk about going back to school, right? Her ministry has focused on 2 key areas: adult faith formation and pastoral care for marginalized communities. She lives in Ann Arbor with her teenage children. She loves watching backyard birds and taking nature walks. Are you coming with me?
Good morning. My name is QuianaDenae Perkins. I am a UU Minister in Formation, and I am excited to be with you this morning. Before I begin, I need to call my comrades, elders, and ancestors into this space, making it holy, making it a temporary home. This fall, I will start my 23rd year of school. Yes, you heard me correctly. I am in my final year of seminary at Starr School for the Ministry, and this is my 2nd master's degree. This means that most of my life has flowed on a cycle that starts in September and ends in August. We will call this the educational calendar. This will make sense to you if you are a teacher, professor, parent, or a fellow lifelong learner like myself. But even if you're not one of these, I know that the educational calendar touches your life, even if it's the simple awareness of more cross guards, buses, or new traffic patterns from 7 to 9 in the morning to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. The life of CVUU also moves at the rhythm of the educational calendar, with the bulk of your programming probably running from mid-August to September is when it starts, to mid-May to June when it ends. But that is not the only clock that is tick, 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 ticking in our lives. There's maybe like a financial or a fiscal calendar that's at play. Most of them run from January 1st to December 31st. And I know that there's other variations like a July 1st to June 30th. These create these commerce rhythms with quarterly sales goals or fundraising bells that sound like ask letters. Another calendar that's at play is this environmental calendar that has a cycle of rebirth or spring, a cycle of thriving that we call summer, a cycle dedicated to preparation that we call fall, and a cycle for time that is a time of rest that we call winter. And while all 3 of these calendars, the educational, the fiscal, and the environmental, are not at odds, they are not always moving in complement to each other. For example, the educational calendar, it overlaps with 2 uneven parts of the fiscal calendar, while the environmental calendar moves freely over everything with no regard. And as a result, planning a summer vacation requires balancing paid time off and finances in the fiscal calendar while aligning activities and the demands of the educational calendar and taking on the whimsy of the environmental calendar. It means that 1 too many sick days, a soccer camp change, and a tornado can destroy years of planning. After my first year in seminary, I found myself in the August triangle of transitions. What is the August triangle of transitions, you might ask? I mean, you should be asking. It's a term that I made up. For me, it is the time of year when all 3 of these calendars collide and crash. It's when the environmental calendar seems to be at the peak of heat and humidity. It seems to be when my fiscal calendar hints that we have just enough savings and PTO for one last summer adventure, i.e. the Labor Day weekend vacation. It's when the educational calendar is screaming that it is too early to have out school supplies at Target, but has also ordered her school books because she's scared of falling behind. You know, the August triangle of transitions, that liminal space of knowing it is time to leave the sweetness you have cultivated over the summer in exchange for the still intimidating newness of the fall. But that year, I no longer wanted to be held hostage in the August triangle of transition. I wanted to design a new frame to experience transitions where they happened with me and not to me. I wanted a system of transitions that honored departures and acknowledged deliveries with care. I also know that sometimes the building is in the breaking. So I chose to start by breaking and then building. The breaking. I looked at my calendar for patterns of transition and change and quickly saw how much of what was set or what was in my calendar was there by an outside force. Like school and work defined my physical location, church defined what was sacred, culture framed what was significant or what had value. Sure, I added in birthdays and anniversaries to make it a little personal, but at the end of the day, what had value, what initiated transitions, was not determined by me. I wondered, what if I anchored time based on the things that renewed my spirit, supported me to create meaning and context? What if I was keeping time based on the things that brought me closer to beloved community? The building. What if I created a way to mark time that accounted for my wholeness and assumed that I would return to these shores whole and holy? And that is how I created the QuianaDenae calendar, the QuianaDenae calendar of transitions. It's a working title. First, I chose 4 points to anchor my cultural and spiritual life. Kwanzaa, to name the blessings of the last year and to manifest more blessings for the year that was coming. I also chose Black History Month to honor my ancestor and remember those who have come before me, who stepped into possibility to make more possibility. I chose Juneteenth as a day to acknowledge the horrific legacy of chattel slavery and the anointing of freedom that finally came in June of 1865. And finally, Black August, to acknowledge all of the fights, rights, movements, resistance, and activism that have been required since that day in June to keep that freedom. Now, friends, it would not be a QuianaDenae sermon if I did not give us a quick history lesson, particularly if this is your first time hearing about Black August. Here is the quick Wikipedia version. I will give you enough to let you go look it up on Google on your own. Black August is honoring, Black August is honored every year to commemorate the fallen freedom fighters of the Black liberation movement, to call for the release of political prisoners in the United States, to condemn the oppressive conditions of the U.S. prisons, and to emphasize the continued importance of Black liberation struggle. This commemoration has gained more attention in the last 10 years and even more in the post-George Floyd era of our lives. It brings us back to the QuianaDenae calendar. I'm also committed to taking one solo trip a year, a time to prioritize my self-care, a time to be a part of the web of life, to not be a mom, to not be a student, to not be a minister in formation, to just be. Next, Because part of who I am is based on the earth and the elements, I know that my body and spirit flow through cycles of rebirth that we call spring, thriving that we call summer, settling in, which we call fall, and periods of rest and slumber that we call winter. And so I knew that those also needed to be represented in my timekeeping system. So this is where quarterly actions of renewal came into play. One form that this has taken is cleaning, but cleaning in preparation for the for the season to come. So in the spring, we clean the excess of winter. Now I know it's just spring cleaning, but it says to spring, I'm here, I see you, I'm here. In the summer, I clean my coffee mugs so that I'm ready in the fall to drink hot cocoa and cider. In the fall, I clean out my games and my puzzles so when we are all snuggled up together, we are ready to game. And in the winter, I clean out my shoes and my clothes so when it's time to be outside, like the kids say, we're going to be outside, I can look my best. And this visioning of time into quarters or seasons brought me to monthly exercises that renew my spirit. The biggest monthly anchors in my life are Black Women of the Chalice and Tea with Miss Little M. 3 years ago, I started a group to support seminarians, but it has grown. Black Women of the Chalice is now a group that supports Black UU faith professional women. I, along with the Leadership Council, will host monthly gatherings where Black UU women faith professionals can support each other in the work of our faith. Tea with Little Miss M. I mentor a young girl in my community, and it is my pleasure to meet with her once a month during the school year for tea and art. These two events anchor my spirit in love and community, and more than once they have saved me when I am drifting at sea. These anchor points tether me to what I know to be good and true, and that is always Black women and girls. This brings us to the weekly tasks that I use to connect myself to community. I am committed every week to commit 2 acts of gratitude and grace. Some forms that these have taken over the years, 2 consistent practices that I've used over the years, and they can vary, but these are 2 that I've loved. My card ministry, it's not original by any means. It's very much been gifted to me by others. But simply taking the time to send an old school handwritten sent by U.S. Postal card, trust me, the magic of this small act in sending and receiving a card can shift whole worlds. It has shifted mine. Another form of grace and gratitude is financial giving. When I have the capacity, I contribute to mutual aid funds. I see a person I trust has posted an ask. I give what I can and I don't ask any more details. My generosity does not come with a moral examination and no one else's should. And lastly, we arrive at daily tasks. Every day I center myself with journaling, prayer, art, and bird feeding and watching. I come down the stairs, I hit the water kettle, I feed the birds, I set out the journal, I finish the coffee, I start, and I don't start writing until I've taken my first sip. I created this ritual. I created the time I need each morning to be present with the people who are depending on me. This, my friends, is the QuianaDenae transitions, the QuianaDenae life calendar, spanning a year, a quarter, a month, a week, a day. Starting first with what I need and then spanning outward to accommodate what the world demands of me. This is not just a reclaiming of time, it is a reclaiming of places I call home and safe. People and places and activities that bring me peace and fill me with joy. The things that let me know life is happening with me and not to me. I invite you to come with me to design the timekeeping experience you want in your life, to build your own boat to sail through the August triangle of transition, to find better ways to navigate the sea of demands that are constantly being placed on your time and your energy. I invite you to reclaim the sacred, to claim each other, to step into newly defined cycles of rebirth that we call spring, cycles of thriving we call summer, cycles of settling in and preparing that we call fall, and cycles of rest and slumber that we call winter, because we are worth this and so much more, my friends. Ashe and amen. Ashe and amen.
I'm feeling inspired. She was good. Got our words up? There we go. You might recognize this song from the band The Byrds or Roger McGuinn. But anyway, I'm going to give you, as we say in folk music, I'm going to give you 4 potatoes to start. That's how we count in. Here we go. Love is but a song we sing, fears the way we die. You can make the mountains scream or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, people, now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Do that part again. Come on, people, now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Give you some more potatoes. Potatoes. Are you getting hungry yet? If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks the door. It's there at your command. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. One more time, everybody. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Right now. Right now.
It's great having live music, folks. Our closing words were written by QuianaDenae Perkins, The Turning. At the last turning, I was invited to a meeting among the sun, the earth, and the moon. The sun asked, "Do you have space in your heart for a great light?" The earth said, I will hold you down if you are willing. The moon said, I will guide you if you need it. And it was easy to say yes to the energies of balance. So, for a turning, we have found ourselves dancing. The sun took the lead, sharing a drop of their luminescence, held deep in my heart when the darkness loomed, held it on the tip of fingers when others called for it, coming to understand space, becoming a beacon. Learning the nuance of shadow and light. The earth kept her word. I was planted deep and rooted hard. I was uprooted, replanted, and loved until I was healed and able to feel the small tug from soil calling me down, demanding I grow again. And the moon, a sister auntie, stayed faithful at my side, always hovering, always playing, laughing, reminding me that joy takes many forms and keeps no schedule, reassuring me with loving pats and, oh child, whispered commentary. A subtle and wanted companion on this journey. And the turning is coming again. The sun said, daughter, you have done well. The earth said, healer who is still healing, you always have home. The moon said, beloved shadow worker, we will cast new spells soon. We radiate the light. We rotate the life. We revolve back into love. Circles within circles, within circles. And now it's time for extinguishing our chalice. Is Xavier still here? Okay, thank you for stepping in. I appreciate that. And he will be up in just a second. And if you will join us with the words for extinguishing the chalice. Thank you. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you. And now for our postlude. Are there any announcements to share? No. So, thank you for coming and sharing your presence with all of us here today. And there is a coffee hour there. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks.